This is the 7th page of Mariage d'Amour, the left hand part. So this page starts with our left hand little finger on middle C. It's got 6/16 notes followed by an 8th note, and then another 6/16 notes followed by an 8th note. So we're starting on middle C. We're going to walk it up. 5-finger C, 4-finger D, 3-finger E flat, 2-finger G, thumb on C above middle C, 2-finger G, thumb on C. So, and then we're going to hop down to the C below middle C with our little finger on that. Then we'll go to probably 2-finger on G, thumb on middle C, probably cross your 4-finger over to D, 3-finger E flat, 2-finger G, thumb on C. So that whole measure together sounds like this. Look at how I'm doing that. Yeah, there's different ways you can do the fingering for that. You can figure out what works for you. Second measure, we're going to have our little finger start on F below middle C. It has 2/16 notes followed by an 8th. F, and then probably 4-finger A, 2-finger C. Then we'll put our thumb on the G of the F above middle C. Cross our 3-finger to A. That was a 16th note on F, followed by a dotted 8th on A. Then we have a 16th rest, so just a brief pause. Then we can have our 2-finger on the C above middle C, followed by our thumb on F, 2-finger back on C, 4-finger A. And the C, F, C are 16th notes, and then the A is a quarter note, so that'll be longer. So that whole measure sounds like this. Okay, third measure, we're going to start with B flat, and this is 2 B flats below middle C. Put your little finger on that. Then go to 3-finger F. This is 16th notes. 2-finger B flat, thumb D, 2-finger B flat, and then a dotted 8th thumb on D again. Then we'll have our little finger go to D. It's a D, the D below middle C. And then we're going to stretch our thumb up to middle C, 2-finger A, 4-finger F sharp, thumb middle C, 2-finger A, those are all 16th notes, and then the thumb on D for an 8th note. So that measure sounds like this. Oh, it starts on B flat. Okay, now I'm going to play the whole first line, left hand. Okay, so that's the first line, left hand. Let's go to the second line. We'll start with our little finger on D, below middle C. Then it's going to make a huge leap to F sharp above middle C. Probably your little finger on that, I guess. And then probably 4-finger A, 3-finger C. And then we'll go to 2-finger F sharp. This is 2 F sharps above middle C. Oh, how would I want to finger that? Hold on just a second. Okay, we started way down on D. Then we're going to F sharp, A, C. Then F sharp, 2 F sharps above middle C. A. And then thumb on D. Oh, and then there's an octave. Little finger D, thumb D, little finger D, and thumb D. I'm thinking about how I want to finger that. It's kind of a weird one. I think I would just I think when we hop to the first F sharp, you can do it with 5, 3, 2 if you want to. Then when we hop to the next F sharp after that, the higher one, I just do a similar thing, 5, 3, and then with the octave, when we go back and forth with the Ds, just thumb and little finger. Now those are all 16th notes till you get to the very last D, which is a 8th note connected to a quarter note. So that whole measure would sound like this. Okay. Then let's go to the second line, our second measure, second line. We're gonna start with our little finger on G. This is the G, 2 G's below middle C. Hop to B flat with our thumb. This is the B flat right below middle C. Little finger on C below middle C, followed by 3 finger E flat, 2 finger G, and that was a quarter note, 8th, 8th, quarter. That's that measure. Third measure of the second line, we're going to go down to 2 F's below middle C. Finger, then thumb on A below middle C, and then little finger on B flat, 2 B flats below middle C, probably 3 finger F, thumb on B flat, and that was quarter note, quarter note, 8th, 8th, third line. Let's go to the fourth measure. We'll start with 2 G's below middle C. It's also, well, these are all quarter notes. Little finger, 2 G's below middle C. Hop up to the thumb on B flat below middle C. Then A, probably with your third finger. And then you're going to make a chord. Your little finger will play that A you just played. And then you'll also play C, middle C with your middle finger probably, and then thumb will be playing G above that. So this whole measure sounds like G, B flat, A, chord, and so this whole line, second line, sounds like this, starting with the D. Okay, now we're going to the third line. This one has a nice little run for the left hand because the right hand is supposed to be playing A, D, whole note the entire measure. So all of the moving notes are for the left hand. We're going to start with our little finger on D. This is D below middle C. It's a dotted 8th note. And then we're going to go into a bunch of 16th notes after that. We're going to hop up really high to the F sharp above middle C. Probably use our little finger. And then 4 finger A, 2 finger D, thumb on F sharp. Probably cross over, maybe with the 4 finger to A. Then 3 finger C above, 2 C's above middle C, 2 finger D, and then we're going to go to, well, how would we finger that one? F sharp, this is 3 F sharps above middle C, and then A, and then D, back to A, back down to F sharp, back to D, then to, no, that's the end of the measure. So, thinking about fingering. I'm thinking it's probably best. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we'll start with an extended hand position with that F sharp, the beginning of the 16th notes. F sharp, 4-finger A, 3-finger stretch up to D, 2-finger group play the F sharp, thumb play the A, then cross to a 4-finger to the C, 3-finger D, 2-finger F sharp, A will be the thumb. No, that wouldn't even be enough. You could cross the 5-finger over. Let's do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the 5-finger to the C, and then you've moved your whole hand up. 4-finger D, 3-finger F sharp, 2-finger A, thumb D, and then back down. Yeah, I think that might work the best. You can play with that a little bit. Okay, then we have the second measure of the third line. We have our little finger on G below middle C. It's our quarter notes, thumb on D. Then we're going to have 2/8 notes, 3-finger, well, let's do 4-finger. 4-finger middle C, 2-finger E flat, thumb on G, which is a quarter note. So the rhythm sounds like this. And then that's the third line. Let's do that all together. The third line starts with that D, then hops up to that F sharp, then we're doing the G, D, F, E flat, G. Now the last line of the page, we start with our little finger on F below middle C, and we'll stretch probably our 3rd finger to D. No, to F. So we'll go to our thumb on F, and then cross our 3rd finger to A. Then little finger B flat right below middle C, 3rd finger D, and then we play B flat with the thumb. And that's the B flat above middle C. So that measure sounds like this. The second measure of the last line starts with the little finger on G below middle C. That's a quarter note. Followed by 2/8, 4-finger B flat, 2-finger D, then put little finger on A for a quarter note. And then we're going to play a chord. It's going to be the A on the bottom, C in the middle, G on the top. So that whole measure sounds like. Then we're going to go to the third measure. That is an octave chord, D above middle C and the D below middle C. And then we play the D above middle C again with our thumb. And then we can play A above that, probably 2 fingers is fine. And then the right hand takes over at that point to finish out the line it plays. And that is the 7th page. Let me play that 4th line one more time. Here we go. We're starting with our F. And that's when the right hand takes over. page.